Hi folks, welcome to Thursday's Coffee with Jesus. And one of you asked about this cup and said, was I taking the church cups? No, this is not a church cup. This is an espresso cup. It's one of two that I got as a reward for being such a coffee drinker with an espresso. Other brands are available. One of the things I think in churches, by the way, is how bad the coffee often is. But that's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at the water of life, and we're looking at the whole issue of worship, and Jesus answering the woman who was, I think, seeking to divert him. And he says in verse 21, "Woman, believe me, a time is coming when you worship the Father neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is from the Jews." Well, wow. There's so much there in terms of worship. What's true worship? What's spiritual worship? So there's two really interesting things here. Jesus is saying that the Samaritans worship what they don't know. They've in effect invented a religion of an unknowable God. I would say that's very like Islam, to be honest. I think that the Samaritans, the Muslims, Allah is unknowable. He's inscrutable. He's beyond knowing. And whilst there is an element of truth in that, there's also an element of detachment and something that is profoundly wrong. And I guess the Muslims wouldn't appreciate Jesus' statement, salvation is from the Jews. I wonder if many Christians do. Salvation is from the Jews. That's a massive thing to say. And I think salvation is from the Jews. Now, what Jesus is doing is he's not saying, you worship what you don't know, we worship what you do know, you have to come to our temple. Because in effect he's saying your temple is useless and our temple is going to be gone. Our temple is going to disappear. I think that, and this was to happen. Now he's going to go on and talk about what true worship really is. But yeah, salvation is from the Jews. It's from the Jewish scriptures of the Old Testament that we get into the New Testament, and it's from the Jewish people that we get the Savior, Jesus Christ. And salvation is from the Jews, but not just for the Jews. It is for the whole world. So I personally feel a real sense of indebtedness to the Jewish people. And I continue to pray for God's blessing to be upon his ancient people. But I'm also thankful that Jesus came for the whole world. And indeed, that was the intention of God in choosing Abraham and in setting up the Jewish nation, not as a kind of select group, but rather as a light for the world. So let's leave it at that. Worship. And we'll come on to worship in spirit and truth tomorrow, which I just love that verse. All right, God bless you. See you then. Bye.